Are they real or fake? Hey everybody, I'm Margaret. Welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. Today I'm going to share with you 10 ways to tell if your Pandora charms are real or if they are fake knockoffs. Before we get started, go down and hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified when I put out new videos all about treasure hunting and jewelry and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Recently, I ordered 2 of the Pandora boxes from Goodwill Blue Box, and they guaranteed that they would send 1 Pandora bracelet plus 5 to 10 authentic Pandora charms in the box as well. And I have opened both of those boxes, and I wanted to be able to tell if the charms that they sent me were in fact authentic Pandora charms. So there's a site called detectafake.com that we're going to go through, and I'm going to share with you the tips that they give. But then I've got some charms that are not addressed on this site that I'm also going to share with you how to tell if they are real or fake Pandora charms. So first it says look at the overall quality. If it looks like junk or if it doesn't look like high quality, then it's probably not going to be an authentic Pandora charm. Let's take a look at an example. Here is a glass charm, says Pandora, but as you can see, the quality of that glass is not so great. Also, the quality of the metal, you can see, even though it looks a bit tarnished and you might think, oh, that's silver, the quality of it is not that great. I'll share more on this one and its tells in a minute. Next up, as you can see, on the side, it should say Pandora, should have the little dots. Some of them say S925 ALE. The ALE stands for the initials of the creator of Pandora. I can't think of his name right now. It's probably going to pop up in a second. Those are both real. As you can see, they're very clear, and it's got it written on both sides of the charm. There's a caveat with this one. Some of the charms that I have found that are also authentic might just have ALE written on it. I'll show a picture of it a bit bigger. And then also some of them that are not the glass charms, like this one, are not marked. And so that was a little tricky for me. So I'm going to share with you in just a minute how to tell if it is an authentic one or not. So here we see a charm that has Pandora written on it. As you can see, there are no dots in between. And also, you can't probably tell by the picture, but this charm is plastic. It's not glass. So that was a huge tell that it was not an authentic Pandora charm. This charm is a Pandora charm. It doesn't have Pandora written on either side of it. What it does have is the ALE, which I will show you here. This is not the same exact one that I have, but this is a similar. It was hard for me to get the image of the ALE on mine. So this is how it looks on the side. And I went to sites to verify that this was, in fact, an actual Pandora charm. So this is a good indicator, but then there are also a few that kind of fall through the cracks when it comes to making sure that it says Pandora or 925 ALE on the sides of them, because there are some that don't. Here it is. So the beads purity will be 925. It won't be a fake. You know, stamps are cheap, so you got to watch out for that. And then here it is. The founder, ALE, stands for Algut and Elvoldsen. Sorry if I butchered that name. And it says charms and beads that were made in 2011 and earlier will not have the S before the 925. So there's that, because I did wonder. Some of them had the S, some of them didn't. And I was like, oh, is that like a tell? But no, it's not. So this was a biggie for me. The next thing you have to look for is the threaded core. A lot of fakes may have these stamps, they may look really good, but when you look on the inside, it has to have that threaded core. And it's not just, for those of you who are not well-versed in Pandora, what the threaded core does, if you have a charm like this, as you can see, threaded core, it's not just for looks. They actually, let's see if I can get it on here. They actually screw on, so they don't just slide off. So once it's on there, it won't just slip off. It will, and again on these stopping points, these stoppers, they screw onto it like so. So they won't just slide right off if you take your bracelet off, or if it, like pops open or something. They won't go flying off everywhere. For example, if they were a fakie. Let's see a fakie. Like so, no threading, nothing, and it'll just zip right off. So some charms will try to mimic the threading, but they won't be as deep and grooved as the original charms. So let me show you. Here's that red charm again that I was sharing with you earlier, that red glass one. It said Pandora. It looked promising, but as you can see down in the middle, those end pieces are just sort of glued on caps. You can see where the light is coming through with the glass, so it doesn't even go all the way through the hole. So that is another telltale sign that this is a fake Pandora charm. I want to share with you another charm that came in my box that I thought might be an authentic Pandora charm, but it turns out it wasn't. I did check for the threading. I checked for the 925 ALE. Things were looking pretty good, but something wasn't sitting right for me with this charm. So let's take a look at it. This is a really cute snowman charm. One side it is marked S925. I was a bit skeptical about the depth and quality of the stamp. The other side has the ALE. The inside looked threaded, and as you can see, it wouldn't just slide onto my bracelet, so I have to screw it on. So it did, it was threaded. It wasn't going to just like slip off. So I thought, okay, maybe we're looking at an authentic one. But here's my problem. When I'm looking at this one a little bit closer, I can see that the enamel work is a bit messy. The enamel is on the silver over here. As you can see, it kind of like was painted off of it. And so I thought, and this is another, just great way to go look, is go search Pandora glass snowman charm and see what you find. So I did that. So when I first looked for a Pandora glass snowman charm, I saw some silver ones, and then I did see the one that I was looking for. And Jared is a jewelry company that sells Pandora charms as well. So even looking at that snowman, I could tell that its face was a bit different than mine. Let's see them side by side. They're close. I have another close one that I'll share with you in a minute. But as you can see, the authentic Pandora charm, his face is a little bit chubbier. He's got bigger eyes. He definitely doesn't have any smudges of the red. So this is a really good fake. If you weren't looking too hard and you were seeing if it screwed on and it had the right marks, this one might fool you. But this one is, in fact, a pretty good knockoff. So again, does it have a threaded core? Make sure that the threads go all the way through the core like this one and that they're shiny throughout. That was another tell from my snowman. As you saw from the pictures, it was not shiny all the way through. I talked about this one a little bit, about the stamps being deep and clear. On my snowman charm, the stamps were not as pronounced as they could have been if they had been an authentic Pandora charm. So I wanted to share another one that was a good fool you one for maybe some people. So take a look at this charm. It has the 925, it has the ALE. The ALE stamp is a little bit, that E is a little bit iffy, but this charm is threaded. Pandora does make a couple different, I think there's one that's a little blingy, and then they make this, another candy cane charm. I'll show you in a second. I have it up. So it does screw on. It is threaded. So you might think, okay, this is maybe a good Pandora charm. But look at the quality of the candy cane. When you really zoom in on it, you can see it's like they got these like divots right throughout it. It's not a solid, sweet shape, right? So let's take a look at what the authentic Pandora charm looks like. Some of them are really good fakes. You really have to look. Be careful. Again, if I am mistaken on this one, please let me know. But from looking at Pandora and Jared, what I see are candy cane charms that have little bling, or a very smooth candy cane charm that doesn't have any like divots like so. I can't think of another description for that. Now, if you're looking at other sites, I'm trying to zoom it back out. I see here one that says retired Pandora candy cane charm on invaluable.com. So this is not an authorized Pandora site. So I would take that with a grain of salt. I'm like, yeah, I found it. It says it's retired. It's a Pandora one. But personally, I would want to really dive a little deeper and double check on that. And again, if you're thinking, yes, that is one, please just say so. Leave me a comment. But this is on Jared. This is the candy cane. And as you can see, the quality of it looks really sharp. It looks really nice. Based on the quality of what I see from Pandora stuff, and then this candy cane charm that doesn't look quite as slick, quite as finished, quite as smooth and polished, it makes me skeptical that this one that I have is real. I do see it on a couple other sites, but again, I see here it is on Poshmark. And it's got, again, I could be wrong, but because I'm looking, trying to find it on a site that shows, maybe there's a site I need to find that has got retired, authentic retired Pandora stuff. So that one may be real. Gosh, you second guess yourself, but I would hesitate saying it was authentic until I'd done a little more research on it. So we'll put a pin in that one. So next up, if you're looking at a glass bead, on the 95 ALE side, you should see a ring where the collar is joined to the core. Many of the fakes are soldered on in one piece. So as you can see, these are just caps basically that have been put onto the bead. So even this one, it has that collar, but this is a plastic bead. So number 10, it says Pandora has never used Swarovski crystals, which is true. Which when I first saw these other two beads on my bracelet, I was skeptical. And then I did a little more research. So while they may not have used Swarovski crystals, they have used cubic zirconia. So here on Jared, you can see that this one is a Pandora Essence charm, generosity, sterling silver, and it says it is cubic zirconia stone. And on Pandora's site, they have a Pandora clear pavé lights charm. Now the threading on charms like this that have stones that need light to shine through them, they will not have the threading. So let me show you these charms in picture. So here's this charm. Initially, when I saw it, because I had read the site and I was like, ooh, no Swarovski crystals, this can't be. I went and did a little more digging, and again, it can have cubic zirconia. And then as you see on the inside, there's no threading because this is one that the light needs to pass through for those stones. So one side says the S95 ALE, and the other is Pandora. And once again, I just started digging around trying to see which charm I had. And as you can see on this one, it does not have Pandora written twice. It doesn't have the little dots. With the other advice, take it with a grain of salt. And then if you feel like it might be real, do a little more digging. It doesn't hurt to keep looking and seeing if the charm you have is perhaps authentic. So as far as some of the charms that don't have threading, right here on this site, it says open work charms, which means charms that have things like holes you can see through. If it's got like hearts and cutouts and things, those charms won't have threading or may not have threading. And then some other exceptions, for example, like these. This charm was on my charm bracelet that I got from the Goodwill Blue Box Pandora jewelry box, and it is not marked Pandora anywhere that I can find. So when I saw that, I was a bit skeptical that this was a Pandora charm. It has family on one side. It does, in fact, screw on. I couldn't, again, find Pandora 925 written anywhere on it. It's got these cute little faces. On one side it says family, and the other side has love written on it. So I just did a Google search to see if this was an actual charm that Pandora put out. And I found that on Jared, they did have a charm that looked just like the one I have. It does say it's out of stock. And so for me, this one was a little tricky because I couldn't find the Pandora mark on it. So if you come across a charm like this that's threaded, it looks like it's good quality, you might want to test it for sterling silver and then do a search to see if Pandora made a charm that was in that style, that made a charm like that. Whew, I need to slap some lotion on those fingers. Anyway, not until you get super close can you tell. Most people don't get that close to their fingers, I guess. Anyway, the next charm, there were two of these. They're clamp charms or clips. So they open up and they clip onto the ends. I guess in case you had some charms that were able to slide around, they would clip onto either end so that it would not slide off. And those clips are pretty strong. It took some doing to get it off. I noticed that there were not Pandora marks on the sides like on some of the other Pandora charms, but they were inside. S925 ALE, as you can see, that's a nice strong stamp. It looks really good and clean and clear. And this charm, when I look it up, is in fact a retired starfish clip charm. I'm going to link that site down below, but keep in mind that's a good jumping off point. Again, the Swarovski crystals kind of confused me because I saw my charm that was blingy and automatically thought, oh, that has to be a fake, because I just saw that no Swarovski crystals. But just at a glance, how many of us can tell the difference between cubic zirconia, Swarovski crystals? I'm sure there's somebody out there that can identify it on the spot, but it's not me. Knowing that gave me a little bit of insight into diving a bit deeper. So if you have one that looks pretty good, it's worth diving deeper. And if you know about this little candy cane charm, if you think that I am totally wrong on that and that is absolutely authentic, please say so. And don't just say so. Give me your proof. If you have any more tips on identifying Pandora charms, because I'm sure I missed some, please leave a comment down below and make sure to check that comment section. Also, if you haven't, please go over and join my group, Texas Gals Jewelry Lovers, where there's a wealth of information all about different kinds of jewelry. Tons of people have great information that can help you in your jewelry treasure hunting. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.